also you signing a bond of 1844. Yes, Hanom signing a Commander Hill and 8 other fancy chiefs. Yeah, you are saying say you cotona. GDN say way and yet tour. It is not just a tour, but a spiritual journey. A soon nantia. Any ancestors na na say here na na. Any omunanti.
Adofone for bibi ohwe mi bia no. Sageless Media TV or YouTube and I will share me free. I have a PM or Guamemu and as a Fantimem, which is Cape Coast. Now Cape Coast, you know, Elmina Castle, Mecornum, and I think so. Cape Coast Castle and Casansono Mede, Mecornum. Now, that time we know I have drew Cape Coast Castle. Many opinion back where I have to train and come more. Ever have a David deeper into Abako Sema, a Wahanum, ever slavery, and I say be on Kwasuma, a course, oh, Fiebibria, I had a tremuno. Moson for Obed and I'm in the Ekazai. Wait me and follow me our social media platform or any so. We search King Sizeless and me dimbe poppy up then. Ewo honum. Intino stay tuned and then yenda and hombra. Ni and papa yenyano our yenim before ewa bako sim the entry come. Funny and reform motion or Sageless Media TV or YouTube. A brandy way and Papa Penyam we seen you saw any before Wahano, I don't know, Amamia or say a calm more wow, minima Bokosempa guy way at Kamwa beating me ahead, Abuami. Intino Cape Coast Hanum Abakosem, and you may see a what it in Rimwa, Minu, Nayemba, Yemiasi, my enanum, a farm, a 5 year horror, Mufamu, at tea hour, Mufamu, ye could be na ye nyoma a dear extra or mono, Embrani the Embaba firm. Na Abakosem, no, Mankasama TV, or Masun. And the brother would or your name, and then Mujume dia would do anything. Na wa build up kakra to history no na afia head your room obetimi the bro far from obetimi the tree from there comfortable so we can be ano obetimi ayede aka ntino over to you for a show. Okay ntime fa akonya we na mechia obi bia ntimi din e de George Kwekuni Dodu ntende me na medi monim e wo tone. Okay the tone e be di be 40 to 45 minutes. Okay in the course of the tone you be visit baby to say male slave dungeon. Okay you be grave site for the Europeans. You be co female and slave dungeon. Okay you be nya kwan so ahwe church na a seated chamber in the male slave dungeon. Okay you be co governor's residence. You be senior ko palava home. Okay you be co condemned cell. Na ya ko door of no return, door of return. Na ya the tone e be wi e ho. All right and you see ano build up to Abako Sema e wa ha seat it in Remo anything nti ahase no abrofo no bae ansa na ombeba na ankasa na omoni ebi mu trade Arabs no mu trade wo northern part of Africa. Okay mu trade in spices, gold, ivory amongst others. At a point in time because omutia taxes and the Arabs they didn't want to pay these taxes to the Arabs again. Okay. So that's the trans-Saharan slave trade in American. Okay. At a point in time, they wanted to find a new sea route, and so we see Arabs in the Chi, so that the actual source of the resource, no man can say about resource. Okay. So that is when they started an exploration. To make an exploration, and they just muchinchia, pekwaya, or man can say baby Arabs no fat, and Yaman or Mutoma. Okay. Into Mugu so Moshisha na and a man be a friend of Christopher Columbus. Okay. To no see what discovered be a friend of New World. So he claimed he discovered the New World, but already when he went to na uncophobia or what other I from the Native Americans. That's which year? Around 1492. Okay. No mom could do New World here in the Americas. Okay. So we do on na indigenous or it's a go for what other. But on no could do on no claim he say on no discover. It's at a point in time when we sell land near fertile for cultivation. So they started plantations there. Okay. Sugar plantations, cottons, amongst others. And on we hear other mines, gold mines amongst others. It was New World. Okay. So one establishing way in area. Why in the be more?
indigens na ekoto omo hona red Indians na Native Americans omo na omo ye adwuma ho. At a point in time because of the introduction of European diseases omo started to introduce diseases so that these indigens will die out, they will take over the land. So the indigens subjected to labor because of hard labor and the introduction of European diseases. So at a point in time, the indigens were dying out. So in their quest to replace this labor, that is when one Catholic priest or missionary, the Dean at the Bartolomeo de las Casas, suggested they should come in to take Africans because Africans were strong enough working under similar climatic conditions in here, and also Africans were practicing agriculture.
That's yes.
That is around the 15th century. It's almost discovered in 1492. It's around the 15th century. Charter, it's a license for them to start coming into Africa to take slaves into the New World. So officially, when they gave them the charter, that's when they started coming in to take slaves into the New World. It's about over 60 forts and castles. Among the 60 forts and castles, na Ghana because of gold and other minerals. The first one Elmina, known as Elmina Castle, and also says St. George's Castle. The Portuguese phone is here almost in 1471. And only about 542 years old. One of the oldest, biggest European structure found in sub-Saharan Africa. Second one, Accra, known as Christianborg and also Osu Castle. And on the Danish for and also Denmark, and we say they about 363 years old. Second largest. The last one in the Cape Coast Castle. British for no musie. But answer na British for no crab bahano. Na land here is 5 different European nations na bahasi. And sana British for no finally omo buy bejiwe. It's not Portuguese for hasi. Omo see wooden structure be just for their trading purposes. At a point in time no Swedish for buy and omo bekuti omo and omo je land no free Portuguese for nsen. It's omo see fort. No motor fort needing Carolusberg. At a point in time, omo ha na Danes for buy. Omo so buy 2 Swedish for no free ha. Danes for no so ha na Dutch for so aba. Aba bu omo etu omo efi ha. Finally British for no and omo buy ya omo beji ha nyina. Nti ye hwe cast here wa ase edifice we nyina ye credit Emma British because can for no be see small fort and I say fort na say mini castles and omo see wa ha see. But British for no omoji hase no and omo see to this level we are seeing. And insana hase ye credit edema British for no.
Okay, also Sudi no edi 300 and above neboa.
Yes,
360. Can say Elmina den 500. It's a hanso edi sen.
Ahano edi about 360 sorry, 360. It's this year exactly 359.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So build up to aha story.
Yes, that's the story.
All right. Until you be room and answer me or question be maybe say about the new man me di many who e wa and answer you room na e nkomra.
And you be to me room but yeah. You be
okay.
Get away room.
Okay.
We room unti.
And yeah, we room dia me person me bisa ade a me hu emu edu metal na den.
Metal.
Okay, yendru honum na yenhwe we na make no e wa hanum baby. Me be say on chip because oba hanum a hu say na de bi wa ha ntokro mu a ebi mu edu pa ebi honum a ya bomu.
Are you concentrating on this or this?
I'm talking about this one. We will come
okay.
to this one, yeah. So I want us to talk about this one. So, what does it mean to me?
When you can't quite say cannonballs.
Okay.
And I say 2 abuba.
Okay.
You know, you say different sizes.
Okay.
You why you host you. Yes.
We say host.
When you say no, the gunpowder shimmer.
The shim. Okay.
The shake cannon gun. Answer no the best gun. I know pound the gunpowder boom.
Okay.
The shim no more paget to my blast.
Okay.
The fellow enemies no omo ba na say fellow Europeans na
omo ba
attack omo because British for no omo pese obia beje hase e from say
okay
ha ni ntan ye hu saw weapons ni na ha the BBC no omo the cannon gunpowder ni huma omo load na omo the share cannon gun ma
the cannon gun na e dey
cannon gun we nyina e cannon gun
okay cannon gun
who top one nyina so e cannon
gun okay ye be ko hon so
it's just for their fellow Europeans. Okay. Because they didn't want them to take over the trade because the trade was profitable enough.
Okay. Okay. Mate. Tinuse si anu yemfa ye ni enkyere enfa bio. Yen konkosha anu we beba na bia anu memu ada ho a.
Ti betumi akwa akwa.
Ti yenko anu
anu. Na betumi so afa so.
Palava Hall. Ahanum ene ya baba beju. Bro, me pacho ahanso de wahano anything. Palava
no basically if you Portuguese language okay. It's just a chaos talking and I say the noise making.
Okay.
It's basically because ahani marketplace.
Okay, omu di dwa inside.
Anti slaves no omu di omu ba.
Inside on.
Omu di slaves in the bar, omu do castle no ma. Ahani first place omu di omu ba.
Okay.
It's a hase no omu ba na European merchants, various slave companies.
Okay.
Say Liverpool, Manchester. Omo front decks e wa hasi
mo penny pato
mo penny pato e de omo akọ nta ha no omo the slaves in the bar omo twen say de omo be ba omo be examine omo the various European companies
say examine so mo hwe say ne ho e de
strength okay they check their strength so the various European companies omo wa hasi the omo ba e hwe omo hondi because their strength will determine the commodity for the exchange okay they check omo strength in area hasi no mo isiska we see commodities. Okay. Strong African men and women were exchanged for commodities.
You say chiremu omu use scanner the
commodities mirror, gunpowder, tobacco, sardine, gold dust.
You know the no magic there.
The forms of capturing the slaves. It has a na Africans na bi echo inside echo chichin for by beton. And the chiefs no am for no more country man I say Africa has basically the coast no also omuchi onkofo bam
no mo so the agigin
no mo so mo the agigin
the same chini sa okay
but omo no omo mfa omo family members ana bibi
omuchi abontin so for
we at a point in time na we didn't have any court or something like that until before mbeba no so big boni kra ye ne ko ahifie ene mo akaka na asem ho nto mo ko ka asem na say they say no ko prisoner. And if you're in a prison, so okay. At a point in time, prisoners of the palace, and the idea of Moba, it's not chiefs in the Oma Barbeton. About 4 now, so echo round, echo Kachabi. Omu to me set a whole village on fire. People running for their lives. No more Kachabi. Okay. Oma Barbeton. Omoba and Omu say Africa was one big continent. Now you need Ghana, you need Togo, you need Ivory Coast. Ebeye Togo Ivory Coast around 1884, 1885. Omo ko Berlin conference in Germany. And omo ko demarcate Africa and omo chefai. But before no Africa is one big continent. It's made up of ethnic groups, empires, chiefdoms, amongst others. So omo ba omo say sa empires and ethnic groups ya omo ko. Some ko there. Why don't we give them ammunition and as weapons? Yes,
but they will benefit from.
Yes, so they will get more captives. So the war captives, as slaves. So that was basically the way of capturing the slaves in here.
Okay, and now once again, let's say Ahanom no mudi jumabe.
It's Ahano ye do omoba, Ahano buying and selling ekoso. It's basically barter trading. So there was no money. Human being for commodity. All right. Yes. All right. It's Palava Hall. All right. And I said the auction block. I said now so you sign a bond of 1844. Yes, I had signing a Commander Hill and 8 other fancy chiefs. And they lead here to the colonialism of Ghana for about 100 years. So bond now Sanenka will say colonizing Ghanaians for 100 years. But after 100 years, no more that's why. That is when the Big Six. They came to fight till 1957, the independence.
Building it there, down, but my renovation.
Renovation,
but building it there, no.
Building it there, no. It's a building, and bent bricks, oyster shells, lime powder, sand as binding materials. The cement ni we are what the facility managers and they restore the edifice just to maintain the castle. Okay. The building no iron bars, no cement. And I have seen is restore BBR. The only original thing a roof here, black one.
I know the Omaya.
Yes, and here the Ayabeto Hasi above 4 now they buy the original one in here. Okay. Aside that, BBR Hasi they are restored. So Hannah will try to restore. If this window gets spoiled, you will try to do a similar one. Normally sure. So we try to maintain the design in the castle.
All right. I'm feeling in chair before.
Patrol. And share. All right. First court.
All right. Into. Patrol, baby, I'm in a farm.
Basically, I quite say Europeans no more. Some are offices, some are their apartments.
Okay. Okay. I hand me a farm.
It's a hard to I have first court on my established or then Gold Coast.
Okay.
It's Captain George McLean, no a judicial assessor. It's before mobile and before now, so you see local institutions or ways of settling their dispute.
Okay.
We use the chiefs and the elders amongst others to settle their dispute. They came to introduce the first court system in Ghana. The court, Captain George McLean, and introduced it.
Which is in the first system of court by we are simple as a Ghana.
Ghana has basically, no, and Shana actual. Because historians we deal with second year around. Basically, we don't know the exact date for this place. It's a Hano established here basically for the indigenous to bring their issues in here.
Okay, a building we need there was said there was 300 and something years.
Yes.
But as to say na courtroom that time, there not anywhere, and only years in here or no.
It's basically bond of 1844. Okay. Bond no because it lead to the colonialism of Ghanaians.
Okay.
It's basically yeah analysis was here. Trade your code dungeons in man. In the year 1807, normal passing law in Britain. So munjai slave trading.
Okay.
At also till 1834, you're quite able to turn on you or you're blocking to mark the end of the slave trade.
Okay.
Court in the basically it will be from that period. From that period, they caught up. It's 1844, number establishing. And drafted bond no hasi. And I'm going to call Palava Hobe by free buyer and I'm going to sign it.
Okay, yen to us, you be free. I call him Fabio.
Patrol, you be share the banana soldiers for nothing. Okay, or casting.
Okay.
Nti ahase no nia enam si bia original.
Okay.
Nti tiles we your friend marble slate or marble tiles.
Okay.
India your friend pitch pine wood.
Okay.
Pitch pine wood we share Bokosema, one of the strongest wood in the world. Nti we na abofona na omo de buy. Ensisa bia.
Okay.
Nti you can we be over 200 years in here. Ensisa bia are still strong.
Okay.
Nti you shebe ma Yehu ntade craft shop now.
Yeah.
Period of the transatlantic slave trading. Now hire barracks for the soldiers. Okay. Soldiers for na hana na omoti. Building here what me do here e be Ntokra blue.
Yeah.
Na no ni omo canteen. So this was yes, the man omudidi.
Okay.
At a point in time during the colonial period I have a prison.
Okay.
And my Ghanaians.
Okay.
But no mo ntia say e den na be ma omo enslave the same place. Omo dey a prison.
Okay.
So omo kun ye pa to say omo see prison e wo Ankafo and omo yi prison wa Edekoy. So it was a barracks for the soldiers, later changed to be a prison, and now it's an art and craft shop. And then you won't see a coffee shop and a cafeteria.
All right. Continue free ha na ye kon here.
You be share communication room be
communication. Okay. The baby omo fa ya omo na nkasa ye nyam buru o sa.
Yeah.
communication room. Ntisa we so no titidie na na wa.
Na we inscriptions are castle managers and they are inscribing.
Okay. But sana na wa a room na wa no.
A room na wa see.
Okay. Communication na wa no masesa no.
Patron the names to be your original. At through the end
innovation.
Yes. Restoration.
Okay, but you enkasa hanso.
Communication room no basically for soldiers.
Okay.
Nti me ka say omo bae no na British for no omo pese obia beji asase we from nsem. Nti omo si fort mienu to protect the castle. Nti ha say small hole ya hu ase. Soldier ni hwa ha say directly to the fort. Nti ye hwa ye hu edan white bi e we chire pa it's a bush surround them. Nti no ni fort. The soldiers no were top hu e chire pa chen soldiers for more.
Okay.
It's a ship be basically means a young ship. They just attack be neighbor. The soldiers for no more top no hu say an power on the red flags and on the best signal soldiers no more.
Okay.
You really you see reflections from mirrors. And you really you see torchlight. It's a hand mostly soldier will have or just signal. Almost just will be attack your man. Then they will go down there to operate the trouble bunny, the two who are down one. And you're shooting enemies in normal. The communication because during that period, no phones here anyway.
Yeah, in terms of who you see some
basic form of communication.
All right. Into your free hand,
share governor apartment.
Okay.
As far as I have basically, I quite say for the European officials, Tienkan has in Nipa Baku and a water pass. Basically, we try to compare the windows. It's a quite dungeons in Ma, the normal slaves in Guna, even number of windows are not a wall. But I say about a 9 windows. You can't have quite a living room.
Okay.
The court has seen quite a bedroom, 5 rooms, 5 windows, sorry, and I was saying. You bring additional 2 to the front. Until all windows in here is 16 windows. That's why we try to compare. They were treating themselves to be superior very well. Very well. But you cut down what? You don't film. It's normal enjoy what I see. I say who's a farmer bapa, quite is a natural condition. But now you're now a good down or more brepa. So how you try say you compare. It's your code engine why you don't need a course. The fact a bedroom now. Okay, PNC down.
I see a bedroom.
And also 5 windows. I'm kind
for 5.
Yeah, the canine know I 14. 2 near what I say, making 16. I say now it's a closet for the governor.
Okay. It's a call from home.
The Hano a reception area. It's a Hano na governor no origin a home. I say a room small one be room near a personal office. That was where he was doing some of his administrative work amongst others. The room kept where I say a winery, so where he kept some of his alcoholic drinks amongst others. He made me around now. Young Canon area.
Okay. And I was in the room where
a winery.
Yeah. It's a young fan. So okay. The bar went in hands so we a big Elmina and a being so okay.
It says in American basically they wanted to protect themselves from other European nations. Some person will be a beja afa. It's a fortuna you who communication. Ijina na ye hwa ene na ewo hill no so nti omoje signals ni wia. That is when they will come here to operate these cannon guns. Nti omo fa cannon ball before no omo the gunpowder omo pound ya ship. Nti omo the cannon ball ni shema ye hu small hole bi wa hase omo hase no omo paja shower na say omo dey matches shower na e shooty it basically e be shooty approaching ships
na
akọ blast ships na eba
a blasting is the eja blasting
yes it me blasting eja betom ba cannonballs ye hwa ye wo mienu ba ku bi wo holes wo then me ka say omo dey gunpowder boom anu na ekwa anu na blasting but bi wo holes behind me anu na ekwa e bo ship ni ma e create holes e wo ships ni me e be ya ship e be sinki so that was the motive of these weapons in here to protect themselves. It's because of these weapons here you
say ni weight no only weight no
be nim weight no
but weight no based on the mood bro no say sanity e part na say e ship mu kura na e bo bi a obi
looking at that time e bo bi
e bi na da ha
e bi na da
e bi na wa ha no
nti wo hwe na we e be bo utima basically wo be wu emu edu pa
enye easy we dey tete bia na so we dey omunye afoforo
ti we nyina British for no omo de bomb ho ban because of that na omo tena ha che pa 296 years
okay
183 for the transatlantic slave trade
okay
and 113 for colonialism so omo tena ha che pa because no more protector ha nyina nti ye hwa ye hu se ties wase na che say na ye movable
okay
no mutumi
moving the bag
mutumi moving but akwai it's a rusty I old in sana the station on one side the way in original the show who set ties was
but you see from there call
that you see from
all right
you be see from you be share fort back almost see fort me
okay
you be share second fort
all right
you be share
okay
it's a station for a British soldier
okay
and I say me if buy na akwai sabofo na na wo top if basically obi person okohu governor na say European official bia no soldier ni wa hase a check up on the person
o shey mu say
the soldier ni sha be check up on the person won search answer be ko top wa na wa ko top the be share communication room back
okay
the court top or you back ho the make say almost see fort mienu the back no the communication room na you on top
okay
it has a communication room to another fort the fort back na you on top one here Fort William you wa say no e Fort Victoria the wo hwe ma obe hu say fort e wo top ho it's na hill no so I'd say you the bush be surrounding him it is a obezumi a obe hu say enne wo top as
okay okay
it's we to crash or as
be hwe no ha
and see as
okay baby a bush no okay
the one see station soldiers or if a omo no mbe hu a soldier ni wa ha be check signal no
okay
to receive signal na and on be wa na akotopo akoye cooperate guns no so they were protecting the castle say na hu top na if a top of so no mbe hu a
no mo so
Mbema alert when
that was some means of
communication.
Okay. Yanko
Tienhwe church.
C'est hard. Okay. Hello.
I say no. Na your church. Sisi a children's library. But during that period, na your church. The church na your friend society. Yes. My mom was feeling my some years ago. Mudine was safe. Zahana Ankasa originally na your church. See the name of the church. I'm sorry. See the name of the church, no, Society for the Propagation of the Gospel. And they are Anglican church.
Anglican.
Yes, Anglican, and they are Anglican. The Anglican Church in Ghana started with slave dungeon way so. And the church no it's male slave dungeon so third chamber. It's not almost some was slaves in so. Church now at a point in time it changed a school for the mulattoes. So buy our money a mulattoes buy our money a before be warrior. It's a half cut for no. Ghana for a kind of half cut. Omudian can say mulattoes. It's now school at a point in time. This year the higher children's library. It's more around no school around be ready. It's a way spy hole. Can't spy hole. We now quite say the monitor near Kosu. I was dungeons in Mubia. Satukuru. It's a more church or more piano. One person would see. They wanted to hear, they wanted to feel whatever was transpiring in the dungeons. It's your core dungeon, you be portion of we it's a how it's not just okay, you run my hands. The church or more church or more piano, one person would see near Kosunina. It's a year analysis in here, nature say if they devour nature say be slaves in a come your man, say be a home. Now so mastery. It's basically a way dear nature say be slaves now the down I said Gianni be the mom be they are satisfied. So basically they were treating us like animals. But what's happening? So that was the motive, just to monitor the ins and the outs of the slaves. You to me to us.
Everything to us.
You better call dungeon.
Alright. Bro, you see male slave dungeon. Any problem? You better me okay. Male slave dungeon.
Yeah, it's a male and slave dungeon. And I say slave dungeon. Yes. It's a Hana Yedi Beman. It's a caught up on make us say your brandy or down Hasi. It's after the branding, then they will separate them. Then Beman call Hasi. The females in a court down. It's a become a yashe, a course.
What's the pampa or Mr.
Then foam cry. It's a qua. Be presentation or when we say Hasi na Muye Bibia or Hasi. It's an sense ni bibi ejina ase
omo ejun so a private
you come na me presentation I will say yes has a male slave dungeon. Tani or 5 chambers a chamber could be the family 100 to 150 or 200 enslaved African men.
Okay.
5 chambers in here. You can in album approximately there 500 to 1,000 men in here. Hana lights in here.
Because I light about
light about but it's say a coma. Me train some baby, me doom light no. Na ya hwe sen na e hoti. Nta hanu so no mu ye bibia e wo hase ti na America. Okay. They will go to toilet, they will urinate. Sometimes they are fed here, they sleep in here. Basically omu ye bibia e wo.
Okay, o de omu wa ha yen kwa abontin wo ye wi e be sa ba ha later. Nti yen kwa check baby okay, so maybe I go in so right. Okay, so
yeah, I need a condemned cell.
Okay. I'm about your home so they are anything.
The Hano male slave dungeons. No, you're Chiomukoa. Africans never more mope or more found. They were freedom fighters.
Okay.
So at a point in time, about phone Baha, they wanted to fight them. So those who tried to fight them, now you identify your money na ya chiom. Yeah, omu bomb so omu bomb. Let's say was super say din. We challenge omu. It's a chiom na you omu bahasi. It's a hano no food, no air, no water. They suffocate till they die.
Oh, sir.
Light cry in hasi. Light in here. Light in the was here, yarn a day ashasi. It's a hand 3 heavy doors. It's a meso light na yashe.
Okay, your modum light. Okay.
The original na storeroom. Nti ye hwe hu say ya blocking. Na ye storeroom na omo convert here. At a point in time we say muntu no. Still now they are trying to fight them, so they have to convert it. And omo blocking omo dey condemned cell. No food, no air, no water, just as I said. They suffocate till they die. Two gates in the gate, 3 heavy doors. You who back on abonti. Baku dan fin and last one I da see. The Hanu family I am back. Say the Nimpa 5 in a bar see. No mubie, maybe a 4 Nabaku da sitting coma. Mumba to do on the back for the last one to die. Before they take the bodies out. The bodies in Mountain. I'm going to form one more down. I'm going to try some bomb to serve as deterrent to them. I'm going to the bodies in the sack. I'm going to cannon balls in the busu so that the bodies will gain weight. So no befitting burial for the Africans in here. That's why we are seeing rates here. Yes, we are paying one. Yes. Yes, my don't cry me be do. You be do to do. Yes. Bro, Hi.
You call extra baby or not?
The shit. Okay. Tano ne wa hasi.
Tano bi wa. Okay.
It's your question do my you.
Okay, I answer.
It's a hasi no. Tano. It's your question no ma. Yenya akonya na ekowa. Last chamber in the male and slave dungeon. I want to shine. The quay be say a blocky bibi. Tina say ships in the bar. Slaves no moon PM film bar be my fakor dungeons. Okay. A mudia underground tunnel. To a munam tunnel no musa. No maybe P. Hasi.
So as underground, we don't fight chili.
Yes, we don't munam foam. A moon form far say crime or be able to send a cost hasi. To a munam underground tunnel na exiting wahasi. You don't say a blocking. To mupia. Mban be journey omo no me go through the door of no return. Nta hana ye door ana say exit. Hanu soldier ni gina ha say and a command omo to move faster. They just keep an eye on the slaves. Nti e ko dungeons stairs bi ani o. The slaves na na nemu a. The soldier ni gina ha o keep eye on the slaves. Akoso be wo
ne de ne say
show ma say o move from shrine wherever. Dungeons munam wa be pie hasi. Nta hanu soje ni gina ha o show ma ba ko so be wo ha o kan o.
Okay, yenko baby aba ko be wo ha o kan o. Wow, pampan ne there bro. Pampan no.
Akofom kra ba still.
Akofom no.
Akofom kra.
Nipa hu pampan na wote no.
Nipa hu pampan.
That is ade abe centuries.
Enye easy. We should trade now a course for so long. Looking at the period until Omube Pie Hasi. Ntahani ya blocking.
Okay, until baby I call him to Colonial down or Tano.
No, Omunim. Until Yanya Pine called dungeons in my Behu baby almost started Jenny. And Omunim man, Omudi be Pie by a share Sisian. Okay, the be Pie Hasi. Okay, to Mupia, Hanam Barnaby join you. Okay, Mu join your ma. Door of no return first ned hasi. Okay. Don't be pie if you hasi.
No more do a pool.
Na ships no wire form up. But at a point in time no, a punu de chair auntie. A such a bubem, Eddie Subim. And then a British phone munyans and more blocky hasi. And we could create a new door of no return over the other side.
Young cohorts. Bro, Pampan dear.
And that for me.
And my bed.
The answer na no yebehwe punishment cell.
Okay.
The way a female punishment cell. Nti abofo no mo ba, omo form mo yere ni omo ba cry embassy. Nti omo ba because omo form mo yere no embassy. Omo pese omo ye bibia. They go into the dungeons and select some of the females
No money
yes no money on ma akɔdeda nti ɔmo a ɔmo bɛ resist no mba ne bi wɔ hɔ a ɔmo sɛ ɔmo ntie
nti tokuro we no ɔmo yɛ dɛ
nti hase ɔmo de ɔmo bɛ hyɛ hase nti females no go ha ɔmo serve punishment nti tokuro we akɔyɛ ti sɛ ha na ɔmo yɛ bibia they will urinate here they go to toilet here nti yɛ kan ne nkɛkyɛ sɛ this is their WC ɔmo yɛ bibia wɔ hase no so na metal door the ha ɔmo bɛ lock no yɛ hwɛ small hole yɛ wɔ hase a this was their only source of light and ventilation nti door kɛseɛ paa ɛda ha ɔmo window ani the court top one who number of windows 16 windows ɛwɔ top ebi mɛ yɛbɛ kɔ bia ɛyɛ for European officials bia yɛ hu number of windows ɛwɔ at wo hwɛ windows small one ɔmo de ama mbaa no for as punishment cell na yɛ easy wɔ ase yɛbɛ hwɛ female dungeons so it's like
humans live dungeon. Bro, pampan it dear. Gina baby, flowers. Gina baby, to be the
Tahano ye female and slave dungeon. Tahano ye the slaves in Bano, a baby. Tahano so now me bibia wa hasi. They go to toilet, they urinate, they sleep in here. Sometimes they are fed in here. Tahano 2 chambers. Chamber Bakubia far about 150 to 200 enslaved African women. So in all 2 chambers, approximately about 400 enslaved African women. And they wanted females because of reproduction. The New World where these females are forced to mate. And I say force then they will get pregnant. When they give birth, these children automatically become slaves in the New World. So that was the basic motive for they getting less of the females. More of the men almost 1,000 because they were going to do the active work in there. But females in there basically for so 2 chambers in about 400 and a bewasi. So their only source of light and ventilation. Omuntokre wa hasi and windows here small holes. Na flowers no so ye gidi ni say omu wuye no ye nsie omo ha but their spirit or their souls still stays in here. That's why the flowers is in here. Nti ye hwe flower we here wa ya
flower
we Kamala Harris US Vice President Obaha Obaha no mja flowers we hasi.
Okay. US Vice President.
Yes, US Vice President Kamala Harris.
Currently, or standing here now.
Yes, standing here no Lucy. Or buying no jar flowers. But I check. I say arrangement. Bear about 1 year, 2 years. Yeah, according to my boss. Yeah. Okay. We know so I create all time on one. If free able to bring na your bonfire among.
All time then
candles here see has say. Omo buy no ebi mo ho a omo trace omo roots e wa ha direct to omo ba na omo de candles we aba so omo bonfire among souls
international from na de we ba
e black Americans and mostly black Americans ato bia to me de biba flowers e kra bit me de bia aba bonfire omo ni we jawase ti e be share door of no return. Tahano door of no return. The door no na ye kesiese. Okay. Originally no short and narrow. I'm designing for 1 person at a time. So slaves in chains and shackles force through this door 1 person at a time.
We ever can bend to fate in one.
Here is you.
So yes,
you can link it to the bend to fate here.
Okay.
The going through this door no, Africans who went through this door lost their roots, their identity, their culture, fundamental human rights. Omo de omo PF door we mu. Here de omo see smaller boats so aye pi omo akọ. Here de omo ko bigger ships in ma. Most of them you can come. Most of them were throwing themselves into the sea. Okay. And sure because some now see because of where they were taken from. Even why from hinterland crab Burkina Faso, Nigeria tree. It's not omo who see ni da. It's omo dru ha they are afraid they are going to be killed. That is why most of them were drawing themselves into the sea. Some of them also believed in life after death or reincarnation. So they believed when they died their own deaths, they would be brought back into their lands. That is why most of them were drowning themselves upon being placed on boats to be moved into the larger ships. The narrative is that Africans who went through this door never returned home. New world, that is why the narrative is the door of no return. So Africans, when they get...
There's no way you can get back.
Yes, they never found their roots up till now. So New world, most of them, they lose their names. Because when they get there, they baptize them, Christianize them, they give them Christian names, and they bear the same names of the slave masters, just for easy identification. So that this slave master will know that all these people are my slaves. Yes, ships. So Mudru ha in Sionone Wahana about 4 years ago, but rocks here sea defense. Because now in Siono Eba town ebe distract activities. It's a way government in a yes initiative. And the blocking in Siono Akonechi. But originally in Siono Wahina slaves no Mudru smaller boats to send ya young. Ewa hasia ebe form ako bigger ships in it.
Okay,
bigger boats here. Yes, to say boats here were higher. And the first slaves in the ships are casing. Ships are casing the weight into me back closer, a band to me. It's an omuno cry and a smaller boat a form and the omoko ships are casing. So move free her ships no a be called Americas, yeah. Be Europe. Now I'm back to
UK,
yes.
Germany.
So from America to Europe back to Africa again. That is why trade way. There's also a friend of triangular trade.
Okay.
Yes, because of the movement of the ships. Where they go, they come back to Africa again. With the Atlantic Ocean. Yes. Yes. Yeah. So they were looting us. They were looting us minerally in terms of natural resources. Yeah. They were looting us in terms of human resources. So basically, they took almost everything from Africa to develop their continent.
Okay. Door of no return in a one thing. Yeah, they are young returning now.
Yes, I who return. Yeah. Return no so abako some away.
Okay. Door of return.
And abako some away chain say 1998 first ever Emancipation Day. Almost celebrating ever hasi.
Maybe take that again. First ever
Emancipation Day 1998. It's a quite say a official omudi wa hasi edekai blacks.
Okay.
And ya hankwan to Caribbeans in America omudi emancipation. Until 1990 around 1996 and our President Jerry John Rawlings called Jamaica for emancipation. So Obaya no who say it is very necessary for him to initiate that celebration in here. It's the first ever emancipation in 1998 El Hasi. To coming from the diaspora, among the two remains of the ancestors, Samuel Carson from New York and Miss Crystal from Jamaica, and the Eddie Omobaye. The Eddie Omobaye no mudu Fort Amsterdam, a 30-minute drive from here. And on me or free car on sea boat so, and I paddle on the bar Hasi. It's GDN said when they were going, the sea was the passage to the new world. It's almost back to Biodia, then the sea should be their passage back home. It's the almost fancy so and the almost you're moving on through this door. That is when we believe the genes of the door of no return got broken. So up there, a befitting funeral ceremony dubbed the great homecoming for the ancestors. Thereafter, the Omoko Asan Manso, where the slaves took their last bath for them to be buried in there. In Tendako Asan Manso, you will see the graves of Samuel Carson and Miss Crystal lying peacefully in there. So from there, that's why the narrative changed to door of return.
Okay, young
return.
Dungeon and a economy.
Yebeko dungeon, yeah. Akwabawi Obama said 11th July 2009. Obamas, the family of Obama.
Okay.
Yes.
Former
President Barack Obama. And in the family, 11th July 2009.
Okay.
This flag was revealed to welcome them. It was revealed by them. Yes, Akwaba to welcome them. And secondly, no, yeah, you are saying say you koto na. Gideon say way and yet tour. It is not just a tour, but a spiritual journey. A soon nantia. Your ancestors na na say yana na. Your nanti. It's your journey through the tour na. You go through the door of no return. Na your bar. This welcome plug is to also welcome Akwaba.
Say the omufu omuno omukoyo mamba ye Akwaba.
Ye Akwaba. Then they slaves, but yen yako yaba. Until I see Akwaba to you.
Akwaba. And I'm not a meal dungeon. That's a Abraham. The power about bro. Born to the moon now. The uncle. Okay, hi. Okay. Hi.
It's a honey a third chamber.
Okay.
The male slave dungeon because there are 5 chambers. The honey a third chamber.
Okay.
Windows into a host is why you and one their source of light and ventilation. This is an kind. In Tahano, your core top one because on top of the dungeon was a church. The church is the dungeon we saw.
Okay, church was
sure. Church na a share is the way so. To me candidate, Society for the Propagation of the Gospel. In the Anglican Church. It's no more to top high worshiping. I was slaves and so. The Yashaha, we need who na you church name spy hole na me kind.
Okay.
Said they were using it to monitor whatever was transpiring.
Yeah.
This is the spy hole. Yeah. The spy hole. Yes. So basically they wanted to monitor whatever was transpiring.
And I say a choir no mufa.
It's a honey a third chamber in the male and slave dungeon. It's a honey a first chamber. The first chamber and the second, third, fourth and the fifth. Don't be PSC and a first chamber.
First chamber. Okay.
It's a Hano, this is an American male and slave dungeon. Yeah. It's a Hano, none that light in here, I see.
Okay.
So no more bibia, I see.
Yeah.
Source of light and ventilation, any small holes, I use. It's a core governor's residence in the castle, a comparison.
Yeah.
Hano, won't say one from our hopper, but when we are cause was
heating here more.
It's a Hano, so we bibia, I see.
Honey first chamber.
Honey first chamber. They go to toilet in here. They urinate, they sleep in here, sometimes they are fed in here. At a point in time, because they were not able to come to clean the place, waste mixed up with sand covered the whole place. It's a full of their waste. It's in 1974, archaeologists from the University of Ghana and a excavation. After the excavation, the original floor of the dungeons and the bricks they are. But before answer na mobile na ha nyina cover it a darkened floor. So we use samples na we test it. The samples in it say it contains the urine, toilet, sweat, food particles of the ancestors. It's way evidence on mujamai to show that indeed this was how the place was before they excavated. The shape was a small trench or gutter. So they created this small trench so that when it rains, you see I could wash some of the soluble waste into the sea. That's why they created these trenches in here. So the first chamber in the male and slave dungeon. You better call third chamber.
Okay.
So in here, I need a last chamber in the male and slave dungeon. So I need naturally bright. Brighter because here was a certain room. So the slaves in the bar, they select them. The weaker ones in the stronger ones, they walk through a tunnel. The tunnel this is the beginning of the tunnel. Okay. In 1807, there was a law passed in Britain for the abolition of the slave trade, but illegally it continued in here until 1834. Okay. Captain George McLean, one of the administrators in the castle, was commanded to block this tunnel to mark the end of the slave trade. That's why today we can't walk through. It's a portion of the tunnel and outside. Africans had their own spirituality. We had our own way of communicating to the Supreme Being. The Africans knew that there was a Supreme Being. and a supreme being, he created all natural things. So if they are to pray through these natural things, it will serve as mediator to the Almighty God. So indigenous here, and I say Cape Coast for they were praying through a rock. The name of the rock is called Nana Tabre, head of 77 deities in Cape Coast here. But above one by an almost stone is rock and so. Unfortunately, it was the deity of the people. So at a point in time, they were not allowing them to come around to worship again. So they carved samples of the stones. So you say, the try and the one who try and the court town, and of course set up shrine and the man deity in the So when the Europeans left and officially they gave the castle to Ghanaians around the 1970s, and on the rock and the bay, and the best set up shrine for the deity. It's a deity. Mechanic is a bosom. 77 Cape Coast Onu Dikan. The friend Nana Tabre. It's one active pan. It's answer on best starting. A fit to a fashion cra. Moba hasi. It be coming to a rituals and some. A fashion cra starting. It's one active shine pan. It's you say cabin zubu, a bonus. The Bimusu Moba, they still believe in the African traditional religion. It's Moba, they give something. Chief priest Wahasi and normally he prays, he pours libation for people to see how the African traditional religion is being practiced. So when he prays, that's when some people give him money. It's basically a shrine. So whatever we are seeing there is what we see in original shrines. It's honey active, sir. It's you know, I say deer, basically deer. But in a shrine, basically we have to get all these natural things to depict our religion.
Okay. Internet is a male dungeon.
Yes, the real male dungeon.
Papi,
we share the core first chamber and I say they did an excavation.
Yeah.
It's who bricks bricks in the original floor.
Okay.
And if they are to excavate here, you be who bricks. Let's just say so this black flow in the original flow. Until we hear sweat, food particles, and mix it with ammonia. Like I say, sweat, food particles, toilet, urine, and I mix it with ammonia. And I say, if they are to excavate this part, and we excavate here, or build the original floor and air bricks. So whatever we are working on is what the ancestors unconsciously built on. Your air clay. Tahani na DNA of the ancestors. Ahani na a cemetery for the Europeans. This was where they were burying them. In 1996, excavation they saw several graves. But we were not in this.
Okay.
Yes, so they covered most of them.
I say a rectangular shape.
So we have to identify the graves and also to protect the graves. The graves are now a war inscriptions and I say Dean Watson. Any 4 year young. To be my name and Kofushimo, you sing of food. But on Mututuyan, you do idea in this. The Jakra, we will not have anything to say about it. So they covered all the unidentified graves. It's a 4 year young and any the only graves in the castle. They had inscriptions and we had excavation. So the very first one, a friend of Philip Kwaku. Okay. Originally, MidiniEkuku. He was a native from this town of Cape Coast, never Pansufria. But none of a slave merchant, but in Kofoba, Ebeton as slaves. It's at a point in time because of his father's diligence in the trade with the British. No more sharp or Yadi upon Kofoba. Sadi, a young man about scholarship, Uncle Europe.
Okay.
To weigh a man scholarship, age 11, and a fan free how called Europe. Europe or coin or theology. Can't theology, a fan of Asofojuma. One person on missionaries or more school courses on reading theology. So we did theology at Oxford University. We at the age of 24, and I'm sharing Suffolk as the first Anglican African missionary. So up here, church na yehuyen. Philip by na preach whilst his fellow blacks and our ancestors a good down were suffering. But at a point in time, now we see he wanted to speak against the slave trade. But who are you to speak against the same trade? A trade we are an amount of scholarship called trade. The same trade now, so your father is benefiting from. So who are you to speak against the same trade? And at a point in time, not treatment in the castle, each in German, in treating it to say, or buy no send you treating. Into his salary as a priest, cry, drew baby not and back. Into drew baby not flip, or so called town. He has to go and commerce and ask a trade to get something for himself. So going into the town, Philip started teaching the indigents how to read and write. So in Ghana, I found a Western education, we attribute it to Philip Kwaku. So some of the basic schools around this place, even the first basic school in Ghana, then Gold Coast, is named after him, Philip Kwaku Boys School. So Philip died age 75, 1816. It's the way Philip Kwaku or that originally the name was Kweku, corrupted to Kwaku. They didn't call Bruchino, they baptized him in Philip. It's a trainer a white graves and I say Europeans. It's the very first one by name C.B. Whitehead. Okay. He was a soldier and a lawyer by profession. On 1812, age 38. Maybe one your friend Letitia Elizabeth Landon, wife of Captain George McLean. Captain George McLean. Or by barely 2 months, she was found dead in McLean's bedroom. Nyama miensa ene baye so omusi ekunu ebumunsi malaria na ekunu ebumunsi se obaye no African mistress bi ene opposing no ye no servant ene obo poison and the third one is African mistress no na oni George McLean twimpna it's girl way by and as a lady way by when say George McLean fan chin out of jealousy and poison no. So these are the three rumors and answer schools of thought. Out 1838, age 36.
Okay.
The last one here, Captain George McLean. Okay. So Captain George McLean, you call shrine on Tanona, you are blocking on because say on no blockade Tanona to mark the end of the slave trade. So he was one of the administrators in the castle and the president of the slave merchants. He was also one of the judicial assessors in here. On age 46, 1847. Malaria and Ekunu. The graves now was 75 years, the only African buried here to honor him because he worked for the British. All three European graves in our first one by name C.B. Whitehead, age 38, 1812. Middle one, Letitia Elizabeth Landon, age 36, 1838. And the last one, Captain George McLean, age 46, 1847. When the graves are, you will cast your hands.
All right, bro. I'm really grateful for Abako Sema Ode and Anam all throughout. Na one church and our day Ode Amaye, Lenny Aso, and the Dawasi. I appreciate it. Abako Sema Ode Amaye. Who in Sema chat to social media handles are Ode Betuga and Arafoni TF1 show no. Or more follow or obeying the to you now and this in the chat or the amount.
Okay, me conclude, then I give my social media handles.
All right,
so today, we have come to see whatever transpired in here.
Yeah.
We say we are who ye pa.
And here is a pampa no kwa a buffer me so ana bibi.
I baby who say this injustice was caused by both the Europeans and the Africans. Yeah. Because some of the Africans were bringing in their fellow Africans to be sold in as slaves. Some of the Europeans going in to capture people themselves. So basically both the Africans and the Europeans contributed to the transatlantic slave trade. Okay. Everyone played a role. That is why in here we don't judge. If you are to judge, who are we to even judge? Yeah. Basically they will give it to the whites. But this is the case, there is the case that Africans were bringing in people to be sold in as slaves. Okay. But you are in here judging the whites, whilst your ancestors were also
So we need to work on ourselves.
Yes, so in here, whatever we say here or the message we take away from here is that we are learning from the past so that nothing of such wouldn't repeat itself in the future. So the story in here or the history in here, it is not to create any psychological trauma in the minds of people, nor to cause chaos amongst races. Okay. But we believe when we learn from the past, such a thing wouldn't repeat itself in the future. So in 1992, the National House of Chiefs in Ghana together brought a plaque and presented it in here as an apology to their ancestors because they believe their predecessors were involved in the trade. So I'll quote whatever is on the plug, then we end the talk from there.
Okay, let's go.
So it quotes, in everlasting memory of the anguish of our ancestors, may those who died rest in peace, may those who return find their roots, and may humanity never again perpetrate such injustice against humanity. We the living vow and uphold this. It's in your message in your kind of say, in an animal form koye, or more muye, or more a since minded you, or more ya or muchi, or more so they should be able to find their roots, and may humanity be bisa, MNC, our human history review. So that is what the plaque is saying. So I'll conclude from there. So today, the message is never again should such a thing happen in the history of humanity. Thank you very much once again. My name, George Kwekuni.
Your social media handles.
Social media handles. You call Facebook, George Henry. You call Instagram, Koala_53. KOALA_53. And also George Henry Kra Ebeshu and Snapchat and also George Henry.
All right, I'm very grateful. That's and you know, for until then, see you in the next video. We are out. Bye bye.
Besides that, Timeless Media TV.